back to the channel. Today I'm taking a look at the CDC. This is on the test server, and I'm loading into the game right now. You've got a HP of about 1400, and the speed of this thing is about 57. You've got a traverse of 36. It accelerates pretty decently, so the horsepower per ton is awesome. It's like 35. And the gun depression is also quite good. You got minus 10 over the front, so you can aim down extremely well. The gun has good pen. It's like 212. APCR is 260. You're looking at 240 damage. You got 2.1 aim time. Just in general, the tank has a really decent gun for a premium tank. It gets full matchmaking, as you, well, not in this game, but you can't see it, but you will see tier 10s with this tank. So you've basically just got speed and you've got a good gun. And I'm going to go through that gap, get spotted. I have my AMX 1390 crew in this tank, so I'll be able to see when I get spotted, because I have a 2-skill crew in my 1390. The one thing this tank does not possess is any armor whatsoever of any sort. You also get ammo racked extremely easily with it. So you want to be careful about getting hit if you can help it. If you are going to be fighting like nose to nose with anyone, you're going to be trading HP for HP, because there's virtually no way that you are going to bounce pretty much anything. A lot of HE could actually pen this tank quite easily. So you're going to have to watch how you play. I think this tank is, again, more of an advanced player type tank. If you're the type of player that can play like a Hellcat, then this tank is maybe more for you, but if you can't play a Hellcat well, you're not going to be able to play this tank well. It doesn't take air very well either. As you can see, I jump off that lip there. I didn't think it was actually that bad of a descent, but it actually was pretty bad. So T-49 drowns. It's good for us. We don't have to deal with him. And I could see that we were not distributed properly, and the enemies were driving straight into our base. So using the mobility of the tank, I was able to get back to base pretty quickly, even with my damaged tracks. So I'm going to stop, and I'm going to use the new aiming that is in 9.6, and it's fully fine with me because I aim my shots. And it's the aiming changes that were made were really only to stop players from being able to hit without aiming, like basically just snapshotting. And if you've seen any like Wargaming League players play, that's entirely what they do for virtually every shot. They just pop out, take a shot, pop out, take a shot. They don't aim anything whatsoever. Like, I didn't fully aim that shot, but it was at least like partially aimed. But that's kind of what that change was about. It was less about, see, he's not aiming his shots and he's missing. He's firing on the move. I'm a little bit more aiming my shots and I'm hitting. So you can look forward to doing more damage if you actually, you know, use the mechanics properly. I think this is a better use of the game mechanics, and they actually make sense now, as opposed to I can shoot and I can fire at stuff, but I don't really have to aim. So coming around the corner, FCM puts a shot into our friend. Gonna plug him in the lower plate, take him out. Now things were looking pretty good at this point. It was like 10, 11, 6. And the last tank that I wanted to go after was really the E75. So I decided to go and try and kill the rest of this STA, since I was the closest one to him at this point. And coming around the corner, he pops up around this ridge. I can't see him too well through all these trees. He pops around, gives me a shot, and there's absolutely no way I was going to bounce it. And he takes another shot there. You can see that the gun depression coming over this ridge is really, really nice. Puts a shot in me again, but I end up taking him out. And by the time I even turn around, the E75 and the VKB they're not doing really too great over there. I'm pretty sure I get about halfway there and they're both dead, because they're getting swarmed. They don't really have too many hit points left. So the relocation ability of the tank is great if you're the kind of player that does like to move around and like turns their map on and stuff. Then you'll do well in the CDC. This was not an amazing game, but with 200 ping, like the 175 ping, which is not what I'm used to playing at. I'm used to playing at 30. Even on the East server in North America, I still only have like 130 at worst. So I'm actually almost able to get over here without him dying, but then he dies. So ended up being about 1,460 damage, 2 kills, but since I was shooting at a Lorraine and mostly tier 8 tanks, it ended up being pretty decent EXP. I think I was second on EXP in the team, and I'm about 6th in the team in damage. So we'll jump into another game, and you can see a little bit more what the tank's like. And once again, CDC on Swamp. Swamp, everyone's favorite camping map. Cross country, not on pavement, still able to do 56, so the ground resistance for the CDC must be quite good. I have no problems with how fast it turns. It actually turns quite well as well. It's able to knock down fences. It doesn't even get slowed down. It's not taking any damage, even though it has no armor. So I see some of my friends shooting at this Jagdtiger 88, and this is kind of a test of the gun depression, aiming down at him. I hit him, but I hit him in the top part of the upper plate, which is not where I really wanted to hit him. I wanted to hit him in the lower part of the upper plate, but missed my shot on the 5100, ends up doing 0 damage. I must have hit him in a really weird spot. My ping is 200 when I'm on this server, so it's a little bit troublesome trying to actually hit tanks properly. But you get what you get. So trade shots with the STA-2. I do like the aim time. Having low aim time on tanks is one of my favorite things out of anything a tank, like of the qualities that tanks can possess. Especially tanks like the Conqueror and stuff. Just having the quick aim time is just bloody fantastic. So that 5100, he's probably one of the best players RU. He just died. And looking around, you can see that there's an IS and an STA, but we've got way too much firepower, and there's no way that they're going to get out of here alive. There's a little bit of a ridge, which is fantastic for the CDC. You got your gun depression, you're able to just drive up. You can see a little bit of this STA before he's probably going to see me. And pile one right through the top of his turret. And again, drive up, put a shot at the STA. Securing kills on tanks is what you want to do. And I hit something there. It might have been the top end of the SU, but ended up missing my shot on the IS, which is unfortunate because that would have put me to 3,000 damage in this game, which ended up being top on the team. So 2 kills, 1,155 EXP. It was a good game, damage-wise for me. It was a test server game. You can't really take too much away from it, but you can see the dynamics of the tank are solid. It's doing 50 up a hill. And that all comes down to the really great power to weight ratio of, what was it, 35, which is insane. Even through water, it's pretty quick. Still doing 48 through the water. Now I'm going to take a shot from the right, from the CDC camping on the hill there. He had a fully aimed shot in at me. I fully expected that to hit and pen. You're not going to bounce any shots when you're trading with an AMC CDC. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to pull back and aim in. Take out that CDC. So I'm up to 2 kills at this point. And I'm just scanning around, seeing if I'm going to be able to get a shot at this AMX that's going across the way, but he drives into the water and dies. So that leaves a Tiger 2 and 2 CDCs and a clicker. Climbing up the hill. Really love the engine power climbing the hill. And coming over. Put a shot at the Tiger 2. Ends up tracking him, which is fantastic. I'm going to say hello to your drive wheel. Well, your front sprocket or whatever, and I'm going to keep you pinned there, and now the CDC is going to come up and he is going to wipe him out. That leaves one more CDC who's about to die, and then we've got a full health one. It's full of juicy and full of love. Come over, shoot on the move. So you can't shoot on the move up close. Do a ram, since I had a lot of hit points left anyway. another shot into him, ends up tracking him. He repairs, and he wants to go kill the 58 health CDC. So I put another shot into him, and he ends up cresting the hill, and I don't get to shoot him again. He ends up getting killed not too long after this. So my general opinion of the CDC is it's a fairly strong tank. It will see tier 10s, but it has the gun and it has the mobility to deal with just about any situation that you're going to find the tank in. If you get on a city map or certain maps that where you don't require any gun depression, you're going to have a little bit harder a time of things because the tank's big, it's very long, it's pretty tall, and it's actually quite wide. You can see how wide it is when the turret's off to the side. So just in general, the CDC is not going to really have too many problems. It's got a higher skill cap as far as what you're going to need is in your skill set as far as how good you are as a player to probably play this tank and do well. If you're going to go into a tier 10 game and try and hold corners against an E100, you're obviously going to die. You're probably going to die in like 2 shots, and you're going to have a bad game. You're going to call your team noobs, and it's going to suck. So if I had to compare the CDC and the STA, I think the CDC is hands down probably the better tank, simply because it's got the mobility, whereas the STA really doesn't have anything that's better. This has a better gun, it's got better pen, it aims faster, it does the same damage, it just shoots a little bit slower, and the gun depression's the same, but it's taller, and it's got a little bit more bigger of a tumor. Both tanks are fragile, and both see tier 10. So just in general, I think that they're both decent tanks. Like, they're not terrible, not like the T-4485 was if you've ever played that thing, but you're gonna see tier 10s, so it's kind of your trade-off. The tank generated pretty good credits from what I could tell from this game. I think it was in the 70,000 with the standard account, somewhere in that range. So it will generate credits. It's going to cost around 7,000 gold, and it's up to you whether that is something that you want to spend your money on. So that's going to conclude this review of the CDC. Well, it's not a review, it's more of a preview. And thanks for watching. See ya.